Well, hey there, folks. I'm meteorologist Matt Barentine. We're keeping a close eye on the tropics. Got a few areas out there. The one, though, that we are concerned with is the one that is down here in the Gulf of Mexico and down the Caribbean. You can see a 40% chance of development over 7 days. And we're going towards the end of that window before we're likely to see any development here out of the system. It's going to take some time. In other words, this is not going to be something over the weekend. This will be more into mid to late next week. So we got time to watch this, but this could be a pretty serious situation. Here it is next Thursday. This is the European model showing the spin down here in the southwestern Gulf. You can see I have different arrows up. I'll explain that in a minute. Right now, we're just not thinking that there's a whole lot of steering out there as we go through the later part of the week and into even the following weekend there. So that could really go into a lot of different places. Let me show you the same run with the GFS or the American model. So I'm going to do the same thing here, run it out for a full week all the way into next Thursday. And remember, the European model had it right about here. It doesn't, same thing, but not very far away, just a little bit to the north here of the Yucatan. So very similar scenario. This is what the model has been saying day after day, last several days, that there would be a low that's forming out there, a system forming here in the southern Gulf at some point Wednesday or Thursday of next week. And the problem here is the water temperatures are very warm, way above average, mid to upper 80s, just absolute rocket fuel for any system that's out there. And the other big problem is there's not a lot to steer. So once it gets into the Gulf, bets are off right now. There's just no way of knowing where it's going to go. It could even stall for a couple of days here more out there in the Gulf. So there's a lot of different scenarios. So the main thing you need to be aware of, one, is that this will take time. We have time to watch this. I mean, it'll be late next week until we have any real issues here. So take your time. Just make sure you have your plans in place, that you're ready. And the other thing is, obviously, there's a lot of other places it can go besides us. So, you know, we'll just kind of wait and see where this thing is going to end up. But right, the main thing is, it's very likely we're going to see some sort of system there in the southern Gulf by the middle of next week. Back home, things are pretty quiet. We don't have anything to worry about here tonight. Tomorrow, it's going to be another quiet day. Lots of sunshine heating up quickly to start out your Friday morning. Temperatures in the 70s and into the upper 80s by 11 a.m. The afternoon will be in the low 90s, so it's going to be a hot and toasty day. Here for our Friday, we'll likely see our heat index values in mid to upper 90s, so really hot and steamy out there for your Friday. But, you know, good weather for Friday night lights. Shouldn't have any issues there. Things will be looking pretty good. The weekend, it's the last weekend of summer. We'll actually have the first day of fall on Sunday. Treat it like a summer weekend because it's going to feel like one. You want to head to the beach, go ahead and do that. Low rip current risk at the beach. Good conditions. You want to take the boat out. So we're looking good here for the weekend if you want to have some summertime fun on the last weekend of summertime. Then as we go down the line here next week, we'll start out hot. And then we're going to have to obviously be keeping an eye on what's happening down there in the Gulf of Mexico. We could see our rain chances increase. Of course, there's a lot up in the air at that point, so don't get too focused in here, but just be aware that the tropical possibilities are there. It is hurricane season. It is September, and this is the Gulf Coast after all, so we need to be prepared for that eventuality. Thank you for joining us here on Fox 10.